Hello everyone and welcome back to another Star Wars figure review. Today we're going to take a look at some more figures from the 3 3/4 inch range of Rogue One A Star Wars story figures, and in today's review we are going to take a look at this guy. This is of course Captain Cassian Andor, and this is a really nice figure. I'm a huge fan of this one. Contrary to popular opinion, I think this is a fantastic figure, and I'm going to share my thoughts on this one with you in just a little bit. Before we do that, we're going to take a look at the packaging that this figure comes in. And once again, we do have the standard Rogue One packaging design for this figure. As you can see at the top, you've got the Death Trooper featured prominently at the top of the card there. You've got the Rogue One logo just off to the side, and some really cool artwork of Cassian Andor just below that. On the front of the bubble, you've got an image of the play feature that's included. In this case, it's a zip line or grappling hook. And then on the back of the box, you've got an advertisement there for the Studio FX app, as well as a brief description of the character. So that is the packaging that this figure comes in. This particular figure of Cassian Andor depicts him in his outfit from Eadu, which does appear to be very similar to the Hoth Rebel Troopers from The Empire Strikes Back, and that plays into one of the things that I really like about this figure. It really brings with it an original trilogy vibe. It bridges the gap between obviously Rogue One and the original trilogy, and he just looks really nice. By no means is this, anywhere near the level of awesome as the Black Series 6-inch version, and I'll be giving you a look at that figure in a future video. But I think for a 5-point of articulation, 3 3/4 inch figure, this really does the job well, and I'm a huge fan of this one. So before I run through the features for you, I'll quickly talk about the articulation. Obviously, as I mentioned, he is a 5-point of articulation figure, so in that sense he does have a ball joint at the head, swivels at either shoulder and swivels at the hips. As you can see, the lower part of the coat that he's wearing is made of a soft plastic, which does restrict a little bit of movement, but it's made of a pliable, rather bendy material, so it doesn't restrict that posability too much, which is good. On the side of the leg there, you'll see a holster, which can house the blaster pistol that's included with Cassian. As you can see, a rather basic silver blaster pistol, no amazing detail, no groundbreaking paint applications, but it does the job well enough, I suppose, and obviously you can remove that from the hand and place it into the holster on the side of the leg. As you can see, Cassian Andor does have some really nice sculpted detail along that jacket. You've got some gadgets and utensils on the side there, some more appendages on the back. Of course, the texture of the fur on the hood, the stripes down the arms. That's a very nice detail on the head. Now, one of the only real negative drawbacks about this particular figure is the fact that the headgear is not removable. Although once again, if you're looking for removable headgear, super articulation, then obviously the Black Series 6-inch line is the way to go. With this particular figure, it kind of begs the question why they made the headgear non-removable, as the headgear itself is a separately sculpted piece. It's not part of the head, so obviously Hasbro have taken the time to sculpt a head and a helmet or a headgear piece for this figure, so it just kind of makes you wonder why they didn't make it removable in the first place. But it is glued in place, sadly, although the detail on it more than makes up for that. As you can see, once again, very reminiscent to the Hoth Rebel Troopers. You've got the scarf hanging from the side, goggles on the top, and that comlink communicator on the side of the cap there. It's a very cool figure indeed. The paint applications on the head are a little bit patchy, at least on my sample. As you can see, if you look around the beard area, the paint applications are a little bit sketchy. The beard looks a little bit rough. It just looks a little bit off, in my opinion. Looks almost unfinished. But the sculpt itself is decent. Again, it's nothing groundbreaking, but the paint applications certainly don't help in that respect. But it's decent, adequate enough, I suppose. But the rest of the figure more than makes up for it. As you can see, great detail, great sculpt, and the colours, from what we've seen so far, are nice and accurate. Now, in terms of the play feature or gimmick accessory that this figure comes with, as you can see, he does come with a Line Accessory. This is very similar to the one included with Sabine Wren from Star Wars Rebels, in the sense that you've got this gauntlet that attaches to the forearm, and there is a zip line or a grappling hook attached to the end. Now, for the purposes of this review, I've tied it up just to neaten it up a little bit so it's not hanging around. But as you can see, there are grappling hooks on either side of this cable. They attach to either end of a surface or cabinet or anything like that, and obviously you can then perform the zipline feature where Cassian would slide down the rope, which is cool. Again, it's a practical, useful accessory. It serves a purpose, and it's much more welcomed than the build-a-weapon accessories we got for the Force Awakens line. So all in all, a decent figure. You know, accessories are good, overall execution is decent, and if you're looking for a version of Cassian Andor to add to your Rogue One collection, this is the one to get. I definitely think that this trumps the Cassian Andor figure from the U-Wing Starfighter, which in my opinion features one of the ugliest head sculpts ever seen on a Star Wars figure. So again, this is probably the best option in the 3 3/4 inch scale, although I do believe there will be a re-release of the U-Wing Fighter pack-in figure in a Toys R Us exclusive 2-pack, so that is one to look out for if you are after that particular figure. However, if you want to purchase this one for yourself, as always there is a link down below in the video description which will take you to staractionfigures.co.uk, where at the time of filming this review this figure is available for pre-order. So get him while you can. He's a worthy addition to the collection, and if you're looking to complete the Rogue One crew, you know, a necessity in every sense of the word. So I hope you've enjoyed having a look at this guy. I'll be back with more Rogue One figure reviews very, very soon. In the meantime, thank you for watching, keep collecting, and as always, may the Force be with you.